Welcome back to Kruznik's Sanctuary and Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Kruznik X along with Arya Stormborn and Baron Boop Boop.
Over.
The story so far. In the last episode, we defeated Zodiark, but in so doing, the final days are upon us. The Watcher insists that we stay and not chase after Xenos, but who knows what's going to happen with this. Anyways, all this clusterfudge, and we're not even halfway through the story yet. Well, let's get down to it. The next quest, In Shadow's Wake.
Before we speak at length, I believe a change of surrounds is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share, you see. I sensed others arriving not long ago. Though my communions with Heidelin have grown infrequent, I have learned enough from her to know these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join them.
Works for me, but I'm gonna teleport back because I'm feeling kinda lazy. That might have been. Well, wait, it's just Urianger, Thancred, and Y'shtola. Where's the rest of the crew?
They were eating.
Anyway.
Thank goodness you are unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempered before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave.
Lest you wonder, Mistress Quirrell hath also been delivered unto their care. Serving as a conduit for Heidelin's power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course.
As for Alphino and Alice, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald while we three rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters here have already come to a conclusion. But what manner of conclusion, if I might ask? And is this the ally whom Heidelin bade you seek out? He is not unlike the shades of Amarat.
Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Heidelin, together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiark. Or rather, it was my duty.
Yeah, we kind of screwed the pooch here.
Then Zodiark is no more?
Yep.
And not without consequence, I am afraid. For now the delicate weave of the star, preserved by his presence, will begin to unravel.
If you mean to avert the final days, you shall have need of.
Are you alright?
My attempts to forestall Zodiac's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I will share with you all I can.
Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? Maybe peruse them while you wait.
By all means. If you would review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor?
I shall leave that to you, Chris, while I see what can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels.
Alright, first things first, gotta mend up. Wait, can I purchase... Nope, not from there. Yes! I'm going to exhaust some of my gil, but... anything to not have to... pay the extravagant mending fees. At the time of this recording, I still haven't finished my Heaven's Ward crafting or gathering quest lines, so a lot is going to change, but... ooh, I didn't know this was here. What's down here? Boxes. More boxes. Okay. It's all just boxes. Alright. I love how they used Keiko's FanFest performance for this rendition of anyway, let's see the dimly glowing crystal. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiac flows through your mind. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. These appear to be the records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon, dating back to the beginning of Zodiac's imprisonment. Alright, let's see this one. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past calamities flow through your mind. The records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiac's thirst for freedom grew, as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiac's imprisonment appears to tax Heidelin greatly. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past rejoinings flows through your mind. The records describe the Watcher's efforts to prepare in the event Zodiac broke free from his prison. The records go on to describe maintenance carried out regularly with the Loporits, though it is not clear who or what they are. Let's see this one. As you gaze into the crystal, a record of an unexpected visitor flows through your mind. The records note the Watcher's musings when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time.
It is clear he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiac from his prison, and yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize he would never dare bring harm to Zodiac, so long as he remains imprisoned.
Okay. Y'shtola?
Did you learn anything of import?
So it is as we suspected. Maintaining the brands requires a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the 7th Umbral calamity. I, too, made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon was in fact created by Hydaelyn. When the Watcher said he was created together with this place, I thought he only meant this facility. Truly, Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined.
We're getting a nice little history lesson today.
I thank you for affording me this short reprieve.
Long Ascian language, which means this is a voice cutscene. Thankfully. But I will still provide translation and read aloud, so that...
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary. There is much we could learn of Zodiac and his imprisonment, but perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Here we go.
Long ago, before the Great Sundering, there was but a single world, Etheris. One day, from within the earth, a terrible cry issued forth, affecting a profound change in all manner of life. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, giving shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. At first, the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole of the star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
They were not. However, the convocation struck upon a method to predict where the corruption would manifest.
The astrolabe? Whoa!
The etheric energies which flow through all of creation in the form of various currents. The currents which course through the land and seas. Those which flow through the very air. And those of a celestial nature, which encompass both our star and this moon.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Nor would I expect you to be. Few scholars of our time knew of their existence.
You okay, love?
Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network. But the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The convocation soon realized that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. Correlation without clear cause, ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of ether was observed in nearby currents.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely. With the advent of Zodiac, our end was averted.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
Indeed. There was a faction opposed to Zodiac's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. They understood the continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence. Until we could identify and address the underlying cause of the final days, he would need to remain. For his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. Hydaelyn recognized this as well, and so, rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiac, herself, and the star into lesser reflections, that she might confine him in this place. Then what she told me in the ethereal sea was false? That the two once dwelled as one until Zodiac grew hungry for power, upsetting the balance betwixt them? Not quite a lie. though a rather gross embellishment. But knowing what you know now, you must surely realize why she might opt to obfuscate and mislead. Hydaelyn and Zodiac are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Zodiac was, without question, the more powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifice of half of Aetheris' population. Thus was it necessary for Hydaelyn to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still more effort was needed to confine him. Maintaining the brands taxed her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to any who might listen, and offered her blessing to those who heeded her call. Though it was likely within her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Aetheris and her history. Like Zodiac, Hydaelyn's purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wished to look to the future and not linger in a prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that. Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
The nomenclature is more fitting than you know. Bring ruin to the source, and its reflections will share in its fate.
Well, that's good.
Ah, it is ready. This way, if you would be so kind.
What? Huh?
A beautiful sight, is it not?
Yes, but what is it?
Heidelin knew better than any that her power was not absolute. Indeed, she has ever struggled to hold Zodiac and his faithful at bay. She feared the worst, and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. The moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing the people of Aetheris to safe harbor. You need not go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them and fulfill my final duty as Watcher in the Dark.
Okay. We got a nice little history lesson there. And we got a new weapon, so we're gonna equip this. A bismuth shield and a bismuth Katzblagger. Okay, it pretty much reminds me of most, Al Diavolo. I'm not even gonna try to remember right now. But they're really salvaging gear, but yeah, I can understand. Alright, gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with more. If you're watching on YouTube, stay tuned. If you're watching on Twitch or live from PlayStation, stay tuned. If you're watching on YouTube, here are all the links you need to get where you need to go. See you next time.